Hannah Palcic, I was so delighted to hear that I could meet somebody who adopts special needs dogs. A
Yes.
young woman on the go, moving from Maine to New Mexico, and yet you accumulate dogs who have special needs. And
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your joyful adoption of these dogs, who those of you watching on YouTube can see this is a very mellow pack. They're
Oh, yeah.
just draped on Hannah. The little Yorkie is blind, and the
Yes.
little terrier guy's cute as a button. These are all dogs that clearly could be dog napped. They're just
Oh,
darling,
yeah.
right? You just have to keep an eye on people.
Yeah, if anybody wants to.
Exactly. And then you have a tripod in the back, who's a
Yep.
German Shepherd Husky mix. And then your white dog, Willie, who wanders around deaf
Yeah.
and happy
Yeah.
as can be. Can
Yes.
can you tell I think the reason I wanted you to come on the show and the reason you were willing to uh, have a look into your private life by complete strangers is because I'm sure that you would like to inspire other people to adopt special needs dogs. And I am fascinated by those of you who do it. And I also want to make it seem accessible and inclusive to anybody. You don't have to be
Yeah.
a special needs nurse or be at home 24 hours a day or anything like that. So,
No.
how did you fall down this rabbit hole?
Fall down is exactly what happened. It started with one, and then the next thing I know, I just was head over heels in special needs dogs. So I'm a type 1 diabetic myself.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm a little different. I'm a little special too. So that's
Yeah.
when I was looking at adopting and everything, I was like, I also would be three or Popeye or Willie. I have something a little different with me, and I was born different, and that's just what it is. Three was the first adoption. Three is my German Shepherd Husky mix from Oxnard, California, right over here in the corner. And we think that she was hit by a car. We don't
Makes
know.
sense.
Came into
Right.
the shelter lame. And so they said, okay, we're going to take the leg off. Once they did the surgery, they said nobody had looked at her. She was like in recovery. Nobody had come and met her. So she was there, I want to say, for 6 months after the surgery.
Wow. I
Just,
just want to
yeah,
interrupt for those who don't understand California. You had a pretty ritzy job yourself
yes,
on the west side of LA running an art
yes,
gallery as a
yes,
recent college graduate with an art degree, right? So
yes,
you
yes,
were fresh out of you were green behind the whatever, wet behind the ears, a greenhorn, whatever you want to call it.
all
It's
of it.
not like
Yeah.
you had a lovely house with a special yard. And Oxnard is an interesting area because it's north of Malibu, but it's not a wealthy area.
No. So she, yeah, she most likely was a stray that
Got hit.
got hit. And there's so many great dogs in the Oxnard shelter. They were awesome. Sean rehabilitated her and he did an amazing job. And she just adjusted to her new life like nothing else.
Right.
She's okay to run on the beach like other dogs, go on hikes like other dogs.
Yes.
She does everything totally normal. So when my husband and I were adopting her, we were like, let's just treat her normal and
Right.
we'll find out what she can and can't do and where she's comfortable. And she is, you wouldn't know. The other dogs at the park look at her and are like, you can do that?
That's interesting. So other dogs notice the fact that she's a tripod and is missing a leg. Dogs are very smart and very
Yes.
observant.
Yes.
So in the wild, of course, none of these dogs would ever be in the wild, but it
Yeah.
just goes to show you that a dog who's compromised is understood to be different by other dogs. So I guess you could a little bit run the risk if you came across some really macho alpha, I don't know what you are, so the best thing to do is try to drive you away kind of dogs. Have you ever had that happen where there was aggression towards him just because he looks different?
No, but it's funny because she is so confident and so what kind of about
R-
it that
Yes,
I think she's why are you coming at me? So it really ends up being nothing. I
got
had
it.
before
Yeah.
her, I had The first dog I adopted out of college that I moved down to LA with and started this fancy job with,
Right.
he was so the guy brought him to the shelter and he was a self-proclaimed hermit. And so the dog had only been in a 10 by 10 pen, had never met another dog, had never met another person. It was
Whoa.
so he was taken from the mom and then put in this pen and then nothing. And so when we adopted him, he was probably one ish. And it was like an introduction into everything, right?
Yep.
What's a car? What
Sure.
sidewalks were difficult
Yeah.
at first. So going to the park, there were so many lead ups to like, okay, we're just gonna walk by. Okay, we're gonna be okay
Smart.
walking by. We're
Yes.
gonna,
Yes.
and so he wasn't special needs by
Oh,
any.
excuse me, Hannah, that is special needs. You're so funny. Your attitude is great. And in a second, I want to go back to the
Yeah,
fact that you're type 1 diabetes, which is something we should all recognize. So many of us are walking around with maladies or birth issues
yeah,
or systemic issues that it's really important to say, hey, this is who I am. And look, I'm doing great. I happen to have met you through your mother. So we don't
yeah.
want anyone to think you were like not adopted kind of thing because you
No,
were a
no, no,
diabetic
no.
little person. Your mother is a very famous pickleball coach, and that's how I met her because she's now part of my Pickleball Obsession podcast, which is the other weird hat I wear, which isn't the pet world. But I think the fact that a self-proclaimed hermit brings either the dog was taken away from him or he brings the dog in. If you say to someone who's going to adopt, so this dog is less socialized than a dog in a puppy mill. The puppy mill dog's been around other dogs, right?
Yeah,
Seen a bunch of people. It's a miserable life. But this one was basically in solitary confinement.
yeah.
So I
And
would
so
say that was a project, even that dog. So you and
yeah,
your
he
husband are
oh
big hearted.
total project, but such a sweet dog. So I guess he truly was my introduction. He we got so I was in college and I was working as a tutor and in school and
Right.
making money on the side that way. And
Sure.
so what I did was I saved up money. I was like, I've grown up with dogs. I need a dog. I have my own place. My now husband was at the school next to mine coming over all the time. I was like, let's get a dog. So we go down to the shelter. He was on sale, which I love. I love that they put him on sale because they were like, we don't know anything about him. So they were like, it's a
Oh,
behavioral discount, is what they called it. But
oh
so
my God, that's
I was
crazy.
so poor. I was like, okay,
Oh,
he's
Hannah,
mine. I
that's
got
adorable.
it.
That's
Yeah,
so
so that's how it
cute.
started. And then you just work on stuff. And I say it's like brushing your teeth. Like nobody would be like, oh, it's just like something you have to do. You just do it. You just get used to life being a little different. It's not devastating. And a lot of people, I'll see other diabetics around, I'll see their pumps or something, and I'll, yeah, me too. And it's like
Oh,
a fun thing. And
nice.
so I think the dogs, it's the same way. So many people want to stop and say, oh, I know somebody who had a three-legged dog, or I know
Yes.
somebody who, and
Yes.
I think a lot of people come at it with the attitude of, oh, bless your heart, you're doing so much. And it's really, I do not feel like it is that difficult. I get that I'm, as a diabetic, living differently, but it's kind of like you just get used to it. If you had a golden doodle with four legs, your life would be different no matter what. If you had
Right.
a dog with three legs, your life is different. Your life's different when you bring a pet into your house. And so that's just, you know,
It's a great attitude and it's a really helpful one to other people. Just a quick word on diabetes. They appear to be on the brink of having a cure. Is this true? You people in the diabetic community, especially young people,
yeah.
wow, this is
Yeah,
so exciting. I just want to say I'm excited for you.
it's amazing. Just since I've been diabetic half my life. I was diagnosed at 16 or 17. And the technology, the things that have changed in diabetes just since I was diagnosed to now, it's like a completely different
Yes.
world for type 1s. And a lot of us were kids when we got it. And so we've grown up with the old way and now the new
Yes.
way. And it's just become so much easier. So now that there's promise of things on the horizon,
Yes.
pancreas transplants and different medications. It's really great. So, yeah, it's again, it's like one of those things where I wouldn't pick I wouldn't choose to not have diabetes because you I've learned so much from it, and it's just having a special dog. You just makes you tougher, makes you
Wow, that's a great attitude. It's a
yeah.
great attitude. I have a friend in East Hampton, Diane, whose dog became diabetic. It's not common for dogs to be diabetic. Sadly, very common for cats. And I will say to you all again, you have caused the diabetes in your cats by feeding dry food. And your
Uh,
vet won't tell you that. He'll tell you or she'll tell you, oh, you should switch to wet food now that your cat has diabetes. But had you done that originally, and if you're still feeding dry food, switch immediately. No more dry food. And then your cat, if they're borderline diabetic, will revert in
mhm,
all likelihood, or at least get better that way.
mhm.
But she had to do quite extensive things for a diabetic dog, very expensive, constant monitoring. And I think that the diabetes management in dogs has not kept pace with humans because it
Right.
was injections and checking and it was
Yeah.
expensive. And so I just want to say that you have welcomed all these different dogs into your life. And it's just important that we all look around and say, bin dog, I'll take one of those.
Yeah,
You never know, it
exactly.
could be the heart dog of your life. I
Oh,
mean, you're holding
absolutely.
this little Yorkie who's blind,
Yes.
and you'll tell that dog story in a second.
Yeah,
And who wouldn't want to just hold that dog all
I
day?
know.
That's an ESA right there. It's
I
just
know.
like this adorable, like you said, a teddy bear just sleeping
Oh,
in
yeah.
your arms. And it's
And
very good for your arm muscles, Hannah. You're going to have beautiful upper arms
oh,
from carrying that dog all the time.
I know. He is such a lover. So Popeye and Cowboy here, they both are attached at the hip. They love each other and they love to snuggle. And this is
Yes.
pretty much the constant state of
Wow.
Popeye.
Wow.
So Popeye, oh my gosh, he's
He
gonna
just
go right
snuggles,
to
put his
sleep.
little head right into the crook of her elbow. If you
Uh,
aren't watching this on YouTube, you got to go find it. It's so
oh
sweet. And Hannah's so darling. And the whole thing is just so touching, Hannah, and
yeah.
such a great inspiration to other people. So, how come that little doggy is blind?
So Popeye was abused. He's from the Santa Barbara Humane Society, and he was abused and then surrendered. And oh my God, Tracy, when I tell you, when we got him, ooh, he's adorable now. He's got a bath, he's got a haircut, he's a little confident.
Right.
But when we adopted him, so we weren't even looking to get another dog. We had got three probably a year before. I had Cowboy here from a coworker of a rehoming of a rehome,
Good
like
for you.
yeah. And so we weren't necessarily looking to get another dog. And then
But let me just interrupt. When you walked into an animal shelter, given your personalities, wasn't that kind of a clue that you were doing more than tire kicking or window shopping? Hannah and her husband walking into a shelter is happy day at the shelter. Hey, look who's here. Let's offer them some of the very borderline dogs because they'll turn them into winners.
it really, we saw him online, and I said to my husband, I was like, we gotta go. We gotta go say hi at least. Let's see if we can volunteer. Let's see if he likes us. Let's see if he likes three and Cowboy. And so we go and met him, and he was ugly. Oh, he had just had his surgeries, so he had stitches and gunk, and his hair was grown out. He looked like he had the wizard beard. Like he was
Wow.
just all to the ground. Oh my God. And he was antisocial. We went in to go meet him, and he was, yeah, I
Would
want to
you,
go.
are you surprised? He'd been through hell in his life and they just cut his eyes out and
Yeah,
put him through
exactly.
surgery. I wouldn't call him antisocial. I'd call him beaten down by life.
Yeah. So you guys are here. I'm not really interested. I want to go sniff that fence over there. So we're in there for an hour with him. Just come here. Hi, come here. And he's indifferent about it. We introduce him to the other dogs. And that's when we were like, oh my gosh, okay, we have to. He's freshly blind. Who better to show him than Cowboy and
Aw.
Three? And they all got along. They all clicked. And it was like, okay, do we have to? So then we bring him home, give him a bath, give him a haircut, and he's just instantly personality switch.
Because he feels better. Just
Feels
just
so
no bad comment on the Santa Barbara shelter, but Santa Barbara is one wealthy community. Didn't they have a clipper at the shelter? They couldn't cut his hair and give him a bath?
Yeah, he was so fresh out of his surgery
Oh,
that
I see. They
I
don't want to
don't
stress
know, but he just I could show you the picture. I can email it to you. Oh my God, he was so ugly. This poor guy, and he's such a cutie. So nobody had gone in to meet him either. And when they told us that, we said, "Oh, we're here to meet so and so," and they were like, "You are really?" You
What's
know,
wrong with you?
okay, hang on, let me go get somebody. They were very excited about it, and so yeah, once we met him, it was like game over. And that's how it goes for us. So we just got a house in New Mexico. My husband's there for work. He works in fine art publishing. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, we just got a house, 40 acres,
Wow.
Mexico. So I'm like,
Wow.
I could see there be more rescues of more types of animals and more things just coming into my life. And they do everything totally normal. He gets around the house like he knows everything by smell and feel, goes upstairs. He's
And he'll be the same in the new house.
exactly. Yeah.
And you
He
think the rest of the pack will take him around outside on however many of the acres you can fence, and
yeah,
they'll just
exactly.
hang with them.
Yeah. And he's good about he picks a buddy and then they go off together and
Wow.
it's really sweet. Cowboy and 3 totally understand that he's blind now.
They
They
do.
get it. Willie, the newest adoption, I don't know that she gets it yet, but I don't know if she knows she's deaf. So,
Oh, that's a darling. So why is was she deaf from birth or nobody knows?
yeah, nobody knows. So she was at the shelter basically since she was a baby puppy. She'd been there for 7 months or so. And she's 8.5, 9 months now. So she's still really young. But yeah, it's so interesting learning new quirks. So I'm learning signs and communicating with
Wow.
her with sign. And she's so funny. If she doesn't want to do something, she just looks
Turns
away.
away so
She's
she
like,
can't see your sign. That's
I didn't
funny.
see you say sit. She's kind
So,
of, I think she's a foxhound mix and she's just doing her own thing on her own time.
and that's cool by you guys.
Yeah, it works for us. I'm not trying to steer the river. I'm letting it go. Whatever
That's
happens. And
really
yeah.
nice. I could make a suggestion, which I get the impression has already crossed your mind, about your acreage and about your mindset about dogs. There's an amazing woman, Risa Simon, who was hugely important in our Defense Department when it was called, never mind. Won't go into what's going on in politics, but she is a brilliant woman. I think she, as a captain, was one of the highest people in the Defense Department in intelligence.
Wow.
She just retired with great honors, and what she did while she was still serving was start something called Leash's End in Virginia, which was a sanctuary for old dogs
Yeah.
and old cats. And then she would take them in when
Yeah.
they no longer had owners. But she's come up with an extremely brilliant, her husband's a lawyer, forms that people can fill out as a trust also, where
Oh,
people can donate their dog or their cat with some sort of financial attachment in the future for when the person passes away. Or in your case, you would be a conduit for all the shelters in America for any
yeah.
animals that nobody wants
Yeah.
with these disabilities,
Yeah.
and you could become a nonprofit and and have lots of them. And
Yeah.
you obviously have the heart and the soul for it, and you're an artist.
Yeah.
No
It's
longer
feeling like
have
a
the
nonprofit right now, Tracy.
yes, you've been a nonprofit all this time. But I'm talking about down the road. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to put up fabulous shelters and rooms in your house. The deaf are in this room, the blind are in
Yeah.
that room.
Right.
It's not going to be like that. But you clearly are someone who could, that's what Risa wants to do, is be a template for other people
Yeah.
like herself. She
Yeah.
doesn't have children in her case, and her choice is to dedicate what time and money and energy she has. And so she bought a house in Florida so she could have 20 acres. And she
Nice. Yeah.
moved down there not because she wanted to be in Florida, it's where it was affordable. And she
Yeah.
found a property that was good for the animals. And so
That's
that's what she's
amazing.
doing. And that isn't why you went to New Mexico, but sounds like it could be great. The New Mexico shelters are impoverished. I know because
Yes.
the Dog and Cat Film Festival go there, and those
Hmm.
shelters, there's a lot of poverty. I mean, Santa Fe's la di da,
Yeah.
as was where you used to be involved
Right.
with your art gallery, but
Yeah.
there's loads of poverty all around it and loads of strays.
Yes,
And
there are a
therefore,
ton of strays.
yeah, and
Yeah.
amongst the strays, there must be special needs. So
Yeah.
I look
Definitely.
forward to hearing about that day. Is Cowboy, tell about the rehoming of Cowboy, because the
Yeah.
rehoming of adopted or owned pets is an interesting one, how that works, because he bounced to a couple of homes before he bounced into your lap, which is where he
Yes.
apparently lives, is in your lap,
Yeah,
looking at your
exactly.
lap totally occupied.
Yes. So Cowboy was, we're not fully sure, but he is from more of a rescue situation where we think maybe Mexico. We don't know. A friend of a coworker of mine back when I was in LA had adopted him, and she worked at a art gallery, and she was going through a breakup, and she was like, okay, I need to bring something into my, I need a friend. And so she went and adopted Cowboy, and he is a handful. Mine doesn't look like it right now, but at the time he was young, and he is clingy and needy and wanting to do this, wanting to be next to somebody. So for somebody who was working in a gallery during the day who couldn't bring him, oh, it
Forget
just,
it.
it
He
did
must have
not work.
been miserable, and so
Yeah.
therefore so was she.
Yeah. So she, so like upset about what to do, didn't know what to do because she didn't want to bring him back to the shelter, or to the rescue,
Right.
didn't want any. And there, I feel like there's a really terrible stigma that goes on rehoming, but
Yeah,
it's not, it's, you're doing it for the right reason, because it's not right for you. That means it's not right for the pet, or it's not right for the pet. It's
exactly.
not right for you. So I don't think that we should feel so negatively toward it.
I don't even understand what the negativity is. I remember what seems now 100 years ago when Ellen DeGeneres, who is the huge animal lover and adopter, had taken in a dog, and the dog didn't get along with whomever, what other animals were in the household, which nobody would have known. And
Mhm.
she gave the dog to, I don't know if it was her hairdresser or somebody who worked for her, and it worked out great. And the rescue, which was a precious West Side LA rescue, was like, how dare you? That dog's not your property. If you ever don't want that dog, it must come back to us.
Yeah.
And they made a big publicity thing about it. And she had to do a tearful apology. I'm like, babe, there is no reason to apologize. A, you've adopted many other animals,
Yeah.
and you needed a better life for this dog. And this
Yeah.
person loved the dog and wanted the dog. What is wrong here? That,
Yeah. And it's sad because it's not easy on anybody,
no,
and it's a tough choice to make, but it's
yes,
ultimately a choice that you're making for the right reason, whether it's you or the dog
absolutely.
or whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
So the friend of the coworker had to figure something out because it obviously
Right.
wasn't working. And so she went to the coworker's house with the dog in tears, like, I don't know what to do. And so my coworker was like, okay, you know what? And my coworker is from the same school of thought as I am. The dog with one eye. She's got another dog who has a bunch of dietary issues. She's got cats. She's all
Animal
the
person.
same
Right.
school of thought.
Yes.
And so she was like, okay, give me the dog. They hadn't even named him yet. He was just little dog. They were just, give
Aw.
me little dog. We'll figure it out. And so she had little dog for probably 2 weeks, and she'd come into work and be like, oh my God, this dog kept me up all night, or oh my God, this or that. And I said, I want to meet him. And if I
Oh
meet him,
my
it's
goodness.
gonna lead to this. And
Oh, what a happy ending.
yeah, so he joined the dog with the behavioral discount dog, the bargain bin. Yeah, my original adoption, Jax. He joined Jax, and
So
he,
basically, Cowboy's a pass me down. You have a
yeah,
bargain bin dog and you have a pass me down. I
yep.
believe in pass me downs. Then you
Oh,
can tell everybody what they need to know. Hannah, we've
yeah,
run out of time. You're incredible. I'm going to help you down the road. If it's 5 years from
yes,
now, 10 years from now,
yes,
Hannah and husband's amazing sanctuary for those who need you. Thank you
yes.
so much for all you're doing. Good luck on your move. It sounds really
Thank you.
exciting. 40 acres. Oh, I'm jealous. That
I
sounds
know
yummy. It's
some
going to be
donkeys.
great.
Donkeys of
Doggy
the future. I
heaven.
see it.
That's right.
Yep.
Goodbye, sweetie, and thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Bye, Tracy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.